Hey guys, really quickly, I know this is a really probably poor start to the recording. I just wanted to say really quickly that this video once again has the audio issues that were present in the Michigan recording where they just glitch out a little bit and then somehow end up like a minute ahead of the video. I don't really know why that's happening. Uh But yeah, I don't really know. Sorry about that. Not much I can really do to fix it. Sorry. Oh, there's this to the corner. What the fuck? Second place, and Goku's just falling down the order now as well as Hero gets up into P3. Pepper's gonna knock down the inside for the lead here in Indianapolis. Once again, not joined by more because we are here at Iowa Speedway. I believe it's just Iowa Speedway. We're here in the Seneca victory lane here as qualifying is underway. Just thought I would get this intro out of the way. As there you can see over there, just all the cars going out of turn 2 during qualifying. But yeah, this race should definitely be a little bit of an interesting one, and hopefully we don't run into the issue we had last time. As a lot of you may know, I had a lot of audio issues last time. I'm unsure as to why. My best guess is that I was just trying to record the clips for too long. You know, I usually just clip the footage I need here and during the race and everything. I guess the clips were just so long that they started taking up too much resources. I'm not entirely too sure. Hopefully we don't run into that same problem this time. And I guess I will see you guys once we start pacing here at Iowa. Alright, so to the green here. We are under pacing here at Iowa Speedway. It is Pepper on pole position with last week's race winner Dambo in second. Neymar starts in third after yet another strong qualifying. Diablo starts in fourth, followed by Cyber in fifth, King in sixth, Edie in seventh, Subfocus in eighth, Gan in ninth, Danny in 10th, Cell in wrapping up the back of the field. Subfocus actually is a no-show, excuse me. And we have someone who I will just very simply call TB joining in late. We are expecting Findsy to also join in late here, later this race, as long as he makes it before the halfway point of 90 laps. He will be allowed to merge. We are green here at Iowa, and Pepper gets an amazing start. Dambo caught sleeping on that start there. That's going to allow both. Oh, Pepper's into the wall, into turn 1. Pepper got a great start and carried too much speed into turn 1, just went into the wall. They're 3 wide for the lead. Dambo down the middle is going to clear. I believe it's Water. Cyber up into the lead though. Neymar down there inside now. It's 3 wide once again for the lead here. And that is just how quickly things can go wrong here for your leader. Neymar up into the lead now. It's starting to try and clear away from this pack as Dambo and King go side by side for third position now. However, Dambo on that outside line is just not going to work out for him. He gets a better run because of it, though. Down the inside of King he goes. Last race winner caught sleeping on the restart, as I believe we already have a retirement of Danny. And we might see him return to the race here in a few moments. We have a car in pit road as well. I'll have to figure out who that is. Oh, Dambo into the wall, so is Neymar. That's going to allow Cyber to get up into the lead, and that might allow Diablo to make a charge here for fourth position. Neymar and Cyber side by side for the lead. We will go on board with Neymar now, battling for the lead with Cyber here. Yeah, there we see another car joining the field that might just be Mr. Potatoes or Danny rejoining the field here. King working his way up the field, actually. Already up in third. He's going to look for the inside of Cyber here for second here into turns 1 and 2 here. How many times can I say here in one single overtake? Let's find out. King will clear Cyber for second, but he's going to get blocked off by Neymar. After 3 and 4, Neymar playing very defensively to hold on to the lead. I find it really funny that I don't start coughing until I have to commentate. Son and King's down the inside of Neymar out of 2, but Neymar gets a much better run out of the corner. As I believe Mr. Potatoes is one of the cars that are not showing up on our little tracker. Mikhail is also towards the back of the field, currently a lap down. Pepper is all the way down in 11th, actually. Pepper, I think, has been caught up in a little bit of a race incident as he is on the opposite side of the track as just about everyone else. We will try to get... There we go. We got both of them back on the tracker here as King's down the inside of Neymar for the lead. Out of turns 2 they go. Neymar gets a better exit out of the corner. That's going to allow her back up into the lead. Very good battling between these two. King's going to hit her with a little bit of a switchback move. Get onto her inside here. And into 3 and 4 they go once again. Lap 10 of 180 here at Iowa, and it's going to be King into the lead, but Neymar might not be done battling here, looking for an outside line here, looking for the run. Oh, she's wide, she's going to hit the wall, that's going to affect the speed that she's carrying, that's going to allow Dambo to send it down the inside of 3 and 4, they're going to make contact, Dambo's going to get squeezed onto the apron, she's going to have to pull out of the move. And that is disappointing for Dambo here and might have to fall into the clutches of Cyber, who's starting to make a little bit of a push here up the field. Oh, and there goes Water up into 4th position now. I called him Diablo earlier. I think I'm going to stick with calling him Water, just because of how funny it is. Yeetie is actually making his return to the series this race. Didn't get to mention that earlier. Didn't qualify quite well, however, his race is going a lot better than what his qualifying did. Yeetie, of course, our Season 0 and Season 1 media, basically all-in-one streamer, highlights maker, everything. Unfortunately, his computer failed to cooperate with him in the middle of Season 1, and, well, here I am, taking over, I guess. Here we go, Cyber, looking for that outside here of Yeetie, sends it into the corner, tries to get a tighter line to the corner. Yeetie's actually slow out of turn 2, so that's going to allow Cyber in this DHL machine to get up into 5th position here. And I believe that is Dambo starting to catch up to Neymar here on lap 16, looking to set up a move here. Oh, he didn't have to wait long to make the move, though. Neymar into the outside wall out of turn 2. That's going to allow Dambo to make a pretty clean, easy move. Oh, he's going to be up into the wall. They're going to go side by side into the wall together. Unsure if Neymar put him up into the wall, though. I would have to hope not. Neymar down his inside. That's going to allow her to move back up into 2nd. So Neymar lost the lead to King, looking to try and hold on to 2nd with every bit of fighting she's able to do. Needs to remember to keep it clean, though. You don't want to make enemies in this series, not at all. Pepper now up into 10th position. Our championship leader actually reported before this race that he doesn't believe he's actually going to be able to make it to the end of this race, and that will be massive in this championship battle. I haven't actually looked at the point standings as my game freezes. Of course it does. The weekly freeze, as I'm going to call it now. But I haven't actually looked at the standings since last week, and at Michigan, but I can tell you that might be Pepper slow, actually. No, it's not Pepper going slow. Oh, it is Pepper going slowly down the front stretch. King's gonna put Pepper a lap down. And what a change this is for this championship battle. King's gonna hit the wall though, and that might allow Pepper to fight for his lap, which isn't what King wants at the moment. He's been able to build a bit of a gap now. Now he has his championship rival wanting to stay on the lead lap. Pepper actually hits a bit of a bump through turn 1. I've never seen that bump before in my life. Oh my word, that was a very aggressive bump. Kept it going though, but he lost a lot of time to King, and Pepper might just have to settle for being a lap down until eventually he has to retire. Meanwhile, this battle for 5th position here between Yeety and Cyber is certainly heating up, as Cyber looking for any bit of room to get past Yeety. He's actually going to give him a little bit of a bump into 1 and 2 and then go wide himself. Can't say I've ever seen that before. Bumping someone to push them wide only to go wide yourself. But yeah, Cyber actually has joined us in the commentary booth a number of times over in the Stock Car series. Of course, Season 1 now over as of yesterday. Or as of recording this, it was yesterday. Oh, Cyber gives Yeety a big bump through 1 and 2. Cyber finally runs out of patience and just forces his way past Yeety. And now looks to get an overtake done on water here. Down the front stretch into 1 and 2. But yeah, as I was saying, that's actually right on board with Cyber here. As he goes up into the wall just a little bit, that might allow Yeety to gain on him. Yeety's down his inside. Here and through 3 and 4 they go. It seems like it's gonna be Yeety up in front, and it is. And oh, look at this! Mikhail has become a part of this battle as well. Oh man, Mikhail came out of nowhere on that onboard shot and has forced her way into this battle, as I have found out that I actually misgendered Mikhail after her first appearance in Coda, I think. I don't actually know. I hope I'm not making a horrific mistake committing to calling her her. We have race control informing the drivers of the procedure of exiting pit lane or pit road. There you see onto the apron that little green box right there just under the leaderboard, just under turn 2. That is basically the point where the drivers are allowed to re-enter the track. Pepper has actually gotten himself back onto the lead lap up ahead. He has won this sort of battle between himself and King, albeit for being on the lead lap or not on the lead lap, but if if what Pepper said is true, and if he does need to retire from this race, that will be massive news in this championship battle between himself and King. But speaking of championship battles, as I mentioned earlier, Season 1 of the Stock Car Championship over on the other side of the racing spectrum is finally over as of yesterday's season finale. 500 happened at Homestead, Miami. A very entertaining race. I have to give them a little bit of a shout out. You know, fellow Pummu series, of course. Have to help the smaller channels, and you know, with their ability to live stream, they're a little bit bigger, I would believe. A very entertaining battle for the championship last night, though. 4-way battle between Rotsit City Unregistered Covers and V. Colby. And honestly, you could have never in a million years predicted how that would have ended. Of course, I'm not going to spoil it, though, because, of course, you can just go to the YouTube channel Just search up Pummu Stock Car Championship or PSCC. I'm sure you'll find it eventually. Go to the live section, look at their old live stream of the season finale 500 and view just how great of a battle that was for the championship. All 4 contenders doing everything they can. Yeety's down pit road, so is Cyber. As I believe that is Waffles who passed us not on the tracking list. That is also TB down pit road as well. And we'll stay on board here for the moment with Yeety, so we can show this sort of pit procedure as they explained it earlier. So there we see they come out of pit road, they hit the pit limiter there, and they're not allowed to rejoin the track until that line that they just passed. Very simple rule. Very simple, but it can get you in quite some big trouble, as I believe King is actually starting to fall off on his tires quite aggressively. He now has Mikhail and Dambo right on his rear wing as Neymar is up into the lead here as this pit cycle begins to open. And King's looking for that inside of Mikhail. Mikhail's going to go as inside as she possibly can. Hold that inside, be as defensive as possible, and we'll hold on to second for now. King still trying to sit in down the inside. No, King is down pit road now. King with a possible speeding penalty as well. I believe the automatic pitting system has a sort of penalty that will just apply itself to your pit stop, or it just holds you in your pit stall. But for the moment, then, it's going to be Neymar in the lead, but Mikhail is starting to gain up on her. And assuming that Mikhail is actually a female, as I believe her to be, I'm pretty honored to say that we are watching two... Oh no, Mikhail's a lap down. Excuse me. We're watching 2 females battle for the very first time here in the Pummu IndyCar series. And I mean, this is actually quite a historic moment. I really hope that I'm not gonna have to add like a text bubble or something when I'm editing this. Like, Mikhail is actually just straight up not... just straight up a male. I hope not. I'm looking at her Discord profile and it says that she goes by she, her pronouns. So, yeah, we are watching for the first time ever in IndyCar history, or Pummu IndyCar history, we are watching 2 very competitive females, I should say, battle it out here. However, I think Mikhail on better tires has won this battle just a bit. As Neymar is actually starting to fall off here on pace. So we have Neymar, Dambo, Diablo, and Gan, your top 4 currently, who have stayed out. Maybe even Mikhail as well. This pit window is still open though. And we will be seeing these drivers come down pit road one lap or another eventually. Here we see Dambo looking to catch up to King. This could very well be your battle for the lead here once this pit cycle comes to an end. We know King is very fast. We know Dambo also very fast after some interesting tactics, I should say, as I learned last weekend. But King actually a lot faster than Dambo at the moment, so I believe it will be King who will move up into the lead. Actually, King has unlapped himself from Neymar, so Neymar's trying to stay out as long as possible, and it's really not working out as King showing off just how powerful its undercut can be, as Dambo's trying to come down pit road, but Danny rear-ended him and got in his way. That is disaster for Dambo, who was looking to try and get into pit road there, try to reduce the damage done by this undercut by King, and now he's going to have to wait an entire another lap. He lost so much time there. Now he has Yeety behind him as well, and he's again going to get bumped trying to slow down for pit road, so Dambo, just unfortunate circumstances puts him in a really awkward position there, coming down pit road. And there we see King getting around the outside of Mikkel here through 1 and 2. Trying to make it work. Mikkel putting up a very good defense here. No, this year battle for third, not anymore. Mikkel down pit road. And Neymar will come out still in the lead at the least, according to our leaderboard. Yeah, so Neymar will stay in the lead. She just had that much. No, Neymar's down pit road now. So it will be Diablo up into the lead, who I believe also has yet to stop. And Diablo is actually in the middle of 3 wide right now, as we see. Demo down his inside. Diablo is going to slide up the track. His tires just not doing what he needs them to do. And I mean, we figured that out pretty quickly, huh? We figured out Diablo has yet to pit just by the fact that his tire. Look at the tire wear difference here. And actually, yeah, Diablo, whatever you want to call him, he very wisely decides after that mistake of putting Cell into the wall that it is time to come down pit road. So that will be King up into the lead by a fairly healthy margin, actually 5 seconds in the lead. Wow. My word. I love that I only start coughing once I start commentating. Diablo will come out of pit now. And will probably drop all the way down to 9th, I believe, at this moment. If not in 8th. No, he will drop down to 9th after that pit cycle. So the first pit cycle occurs around lap 45 to 55, meaning next pit cycle will probably open around lap 100. We still have plenty of pit stops to go then here in this race if the pit cycle is happening on lap 50. There might be a very short stint at the end that I'm sure will be very entertaining to see how that works out. Speaking of entertaining, we will go and watch Cyber try and reel Yeety back in. These two drivers were battling earlier. Cyber looking to try and catch up to Yeety, however, getting a little bit impaired here by Mikkel. Mikkel? What in the world? I'm just messing up her name every chance I get now. Jeez. Mikkel. Actually, Mikkel seems to have some really good pace here. She might be able to work her way past Yeety here in a second. To 1 and 2 they go. You can tell it's going to be one of these long races where it's just going to be a strategy race when I'm talking about lap traffic just trying to work their way back through the field to unlap themselves. But it is Mikkel pulling off a bit of a double overtake there, although only one of them actually stands for something. It is Mikkel past Danny, up into 10th position here. Gotta be careful as well with the race leader approaching. TB's just gonna pull out of this battle, hold on to the inside, try to keep his car out of King's way. He's gonna slide up the track though because of the line he took. But this King to just be able to move past him. No, TB is going to try and hold King up a little bit. Not intentionally, I imagine, but still wanting to keep King behind him at this moment in time. Looking over at my second monitor on Discord, we have Findsy asking for a lap update. So Findsy's still expected to make a late show into this race, but might run out of time to do so. Only about under 30 laps for him to show up and be eligible to merge into the field. But yeah, we sit lap 66 of 180 here in Iowa, or 67 now, as both he and Cyber both down pit road again. That seems kind of early. I believe those two were the first two to pit on the first pit cycle, and I mean, if they're pulling off a little bit of an undercut here between the two of them. Very interesting strategy call, I have to say. As King's being held up by TB to the point where Mikkel has now cut him and is looking to unlap herself, and TB throws a bit of a loop there on the inside. King goes to the outside. That's going to allow Mikkel to send it down his inside and just make it pass. Oh, TB into the outside wall, and King's going to collect them. They're both going to be able to keep it going, but that's really slow for King. That's really big news for Neymar, who's been struggling to catch up to him. I'm unsure how that will affect him. Look at the speed difference between King and Mikkel. Oh my god. Mikkel is gone. What tires on Mikkel? What tires are Mikkel on? Oh my goodness. Now King finally passed TB. However, TB once again down his inside. There we see Waffles down pit road, as I guess this second pit cycle has began a lot earlier than I thought it would. Yeah, and King down pit road now. So here we go then. Second pit cycle has begun. And there we go, King out of the road. I'll be Neymar up into the lead. Here, King only just here though. So King out of pit road, goes a lap down because of a pit stop, excuse me. Yeah, goes a lap down because of the pit stop, and he could very easily lap himself here in a few laps. Neymar is sort of struggling on these older tires. Waffles who pit, just before King, also showing just how much of a difference fresh tires make here, as King now through 3 and 4 gaining massively on these two. As there we see Danny, Cell, and Pepper all down pit road. This pit cycle has begun, as King now looking for the inside of Neymar to unlap himself, as Waffle squeezes her. Oh, they go 3 wide through 3 and 4. Neymar's gonna be the winner out of all of it through the middle. That's very surprising. Waffle, who got squeezed down to the apron, leaves it out massively, and King bumps TB up the track. That's gonna bump Neymar into the wall, but that's gonna allow King to unlap himself. I would be very surprised to see Neymar not come down pit road soon. However, she's on a different strategy, I believe, than King. So Neymar might be trying to stick out as long as she can on these tires. Make this stint last as long as possible, but these undercuts are very powerful. Here, as there we see Neymar just getting swarmed by Waffles here, getting past her as well. Oh, there's the second game freeze of the day. As there we saw Dambo down pit road as well. I mean, I already said it, but I'll say it again. I would be very surprised to see Neymar. At the least not considering this strategy of hers. However, at the moment, she seems very committed to sticking to this strategy, and I mean, good for her if she thinks the strategy is going to work, but at the moment, she is still slower compared to King because of that undercut. Pit cycle continues. It is Diablo, Mikkel, and Neymar, I believe, are the top 3 who have not come down pit road just yet. And King honestly might be able to catch up to Diablo as well. Where is King? There he is. Yeah, oh, Cell, what in the world was that? Cell just absolutely sends it through 3 and 4. Almost looked like he was trying to send it down the inside of King there. Almost made contact with him. But luckily he avoided contact, but that was a little bit of an aggressive move there from Cell. And as of just now, we have crossed the halfway point here. Neymar still out on track, surprisingly, even though now she's facing pressure from both Cyber and Edie. Cyber down her inside, sends it down onto the apron, sticks it on the inside. Neymar's going to get a better run. They're going to both go out into the wall there. However, I believe this is the end of this battle as both Edie and Cyber will get past her. Neymar gets a much better run though. Look at that, and good news, we are under caution. Okay, so that's a love thing, huh? Sorry about me hitting my mic, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we see Neymar now falling more and more. I thought she was better come down pit road because of how slow she was going to that corner. It is not. Diablo now comes down pit road. Only Neymar, who has yet to pit during this pit, thinking that she is starting to struggle on these tires a lot more than her competitors. 13.5 seconds is the gap between herself and King. And I would be kind of surprised to see King not erase that gap more and more every lap as Neymar up the wall now. Dambo gets interfered massively by Water there, just trying to rejoin the track there. Just wrong place, run time. Neymar real struggling on these tires now. Blocks Pepper, who was looking for the inside of Damo. Now she's just sort of getting in the way of this battle here. And Neymar desperately needs to come down pit road if she wants to salvage anything from this stint. But no, she stays out. What in the world is this strategy? Very interesting strategy call here. I'm wondering if at this point it is just... At this point, I don't even think it would be worth it to continue on with this strategy. I mean, you've just been over by 4 different cars within the span of like a single lap. And now they are almost a second or 2 ahead of you in the next few laps as well. Though it does seem that Neymar is going to struggle a little bit than she was just a few moments ago. I'm still very confused as to why she stayed out. Regardless, I guess until she comes in, we will ride on board with Edie looking for the inside of Waffles here. Waffles a lap down compared to Edie, however Pepper is not. So this is your battle for essentially 3rd position once Neymar does come down pit road. Which, Dambo's actually down pit road. I thought it was Neymar there for a second. It is not. But this is your battle for essentially a net 3rd position. Here, Edie looking to try and catch Pepper. Just not able to do it through the corners though. Cyber actually into the wall. And this might turn into a battle for 2nd here between Pepper and Cyber. These two have been battling for a large portion of this race here as we see Pepper now in a different style of mission winnow. Down the inside of Cyber, they bump wheels going into the corner. Not going to affect either of them too much. It'll be Pepper up into 3rd position for the moment. 2nd position once Neymar pits. And there we see both Danbo and Mikkel making their way past Neymar, and at this point I'm beginning to wonder. Yeah, there we go, finally Neymar was down pit road. It was a long time coming. And I'm really surprised that it took that long at all, actually, Here we see King making his way up into the lead now. We'll look to the leaderboard to see that Pepper currently actually has the fastest lap there, followed by Mikkel. We were talking about how Mikkel has been really fast throughout this race. Mikkel up in 6th position, a lot better than how it went for at Coda, I believe. If I recall, that race may have ended in a DNF for her. Regardless, it'll be King up into the lead, Pepper in 2nd, and at the moment it'll be Michael in 3rd, and Cyber and Yeety battling for 4th position. So Mikkel actually was able to get past him. No, it's because both Yeety and Cyber once again come down pit road together. These two working as a little bit of a unit together, I believe. I wonder if you can tell if they're teammates or not, huh? And King sees the both of them come down pit road and immediately decides to follow them down pit road. And at this point, what I thought to be a bad decision on Neymar's part may have sort of helped her a little bit, not as much, but she sort of put herself past that last pit cycle that happened and has sort of skipped that one and just put herself into this one as she almost makes contact with Danny, who was into the wall there. So Neymar up into... No. Danny is a lap down. I will not say she's up into another position. But this may have helped Neymar a little bit. It sort of feels like Neymar was able to skip, essentially, an entire pit cycle. As I believe that will be Pepper into pit road as well as this pit cycle goes underway here on a lap 110 out of 180. And that will mean... and that will... Excuse me. That will mean that for the moment, Mikkel, or I guess Mia, will be up into the lead. And I only say Mia because, you know, her username is Michelle. Her Discord user is Mia, so I'm just gonna stick with Mikkel until someone makes a complaint. To be honest. Anyways, Danny also down pit road now. It seems like Danny's having trouble down pit road. I'm sort of confused what that was. I feel like he was sideways and may have been a little bit of a car respawn there happening there, maybe. Yeah, they just open chat for a second. Okay to respawn his car. He was sideways down pit road. That is unfortunate there for Danny, who was running an all race. I say running all right. Definitely a bit of a roadblock there in progress. They're having to respawn his car though. As we saw Dambo's lap there glitching across the leaderboard. I believe Dambo's lap is still sort of getting adjusted here. Now actually might just... I'm unsure what is happening on the board here. It has changed quite a bit. Might just because of a pit cycle. As very loud audible bang rings out throughout my house. And we see Diablo slow out of turn 4. Looked like he was trying to come down pit road. And looked like he thought better of it. And then looked like he tried to throw a block on King there to prevent him getting past him. Unfortunately, the block fails. And again, some more leaderboard shenanigans happening. But I believe it's just Dambo may have been... I believe what happened there is that they're trying to fix Dambo's lap. And they're trying... Because you see here everyone's on has a lapse value. Here I believe you're able to see that at least. And I believe in Dambo's... Oh, you know what it is. Probably with Danny's lap and only type DAN and saw Dambo as well and put down a different lap compared to what lap he was on. And slow down the front car here. Seems like she was able to get it back going, but very slow down the front stretch. Just another issue to add to the list of issues that she had throughout this race so far. Here we see Pepper looking to make a move on Diablo for 5th position here at the moment. Water able to just carry more speed throughout the corner. That's gonna make Pepper have to just make his own room as he gives Diablo a little bit of a bump up the track into the wall, and up into 5th position Pepper goes. I mean, I guess as a little bit of a reminder, Pepper did say that he might have to retire before the end of this race during the pre-qualifying and such. However, at the moment he has made it a lot further than I thought he would have, so maybe, just maybe, Pepper getting some luck here, maybe not having to retire from this race like everyone thought. Pepper's actually starting to catch up to his championship rival King Gears, who is kind of slow down the front stretch. Actually, he may have hit the wall there out of turn 4. And there we hear some lifting from Pepper. I don't know if that's because he thought he overshot the corner or what, but we will ride on board with Pepper as he begins to try and catch King here on lap 125 of 180. Yeah, Pepper just... I think what's happening with Pepper is he just doesn't have the tires that he thinks he has. We hear him lifting a little bit out of 1 and 2. I second that might be some fuel saving. However, I believe that's just him trying to make sure that he's not overshooting. He is catching up to King here now. 3 and 4 they go once again. This is a very short oval as well. I'm actually kind of surprised at how short a lap around here was. The pole time is about a 19.6, 17 seconds, maybe around 22 seconds here in race trim. And now Pepper is really caught up to King here. He might be able to make a move here into 1 and 2. Through 1 and 2 they go. Pepper not close enough to make a move. Oh, excuse me, a lot closer here to send it down the inside of King. Pepper's gonna go into the outside wall, trying to avoid TB. Oh no! I was just about to say, Pepper gaining massively on King was a lot closer to King, was able to make a move there. And as he went down the inside, TB, who had just came out of pit road, was just trying to hold his line on the bottom. And Pepper, just nowhere he could have gone, swerved to avoid it and went into the outside wall. Massive amounts of damage done to all of that time he had just gained. Oh my word. That is not what I wanted if you're Pepper. Damn down pit road as well as he once again. Kind of surprising. TB had a little bit of an issue during his pit stop that first time and decided to go down a lap. Very unfortunate for Pepper. Not much he could have done there except for slow down a little bit. I'm unsure as to why he just swerved as hard as he did. I think he sort of just overreacted a bit there to TB, but I know when you're focused on King and realize there's a gap, you send it into that gap and suddenly there isn't a gap. There's really a lot you can do. And we ride on board with Heedy, who now has B on his inside. TB 4 laps down here. I guess having to make 2 pit stops instead of 1 doesn't exactly help. I'm sure the fresh tires certainly do help, though. That's Mikkel trying to come down pit road. Yeety wasn't aware that she was coming pit road, though. And so Mikkel has missed pit road because Yeety made her miss the brake marker. And that is unfortunate for Mikkel, who now I believe will be able to make it down pit road barely before just a second more on the track, and she would have been obliterated by Cyber. But Mikkel out of the lead now into pit road. It will be Neymar once again sticking it out here as this pit cycle begins, or has already begun just a few laps ago, I believe, while we were watching King and Pepper battle. And this could be the last pit cycle until the end, honestly, unless there's a caution. And Neymar down pit road, so Neymar finally catching on. That maybe sticking out as long as you can isn't the best option. It will be King into the lead, and it will be Danny right behind him. So this right now is your battle for the lead here between King and Danny. And of course I managed to freeze as soon as King hits the wall. Oh, speaking of hitting Danny up into the wall, slow down the backstretch. That's certainly going to help King try and gap. What isn't going to help him though is Pepper, who is only about 3 car lengths behind Danny. Now his inside, Pepper now on his inside gets a better run after 2, and will easily make his Danny up second now. And I'm unsure if anyone in his top 5 here needs again. We'll have to wait and see. It could be pit stop, or it could be no pit stop at all for the. Here we go. Then top 3 separated by essentially about 1 second here. Pepper, we saw earlier, mistake overreacted everyone to stay up into the wall. Now back catching King here. Pepper has that very strong pace here. This portion of the race as Waffle is now coming pit road. Cyber and Yeety down pit road. And Pepper that outside of King on the for lead here on a lap 142. Out of turn 2 they go. Pepper gets so much of a better run, has so much more grip, and will make the overtake for the lead here. And you know, I'm going to be driving this aggressively if he had to retire before the end of the race. So I believe just maybe Pepper's having to retire during this race may have vanished. We'll have to wait and see though. We'll also have to wait and see just how long these guys are able to make it on this pit cycle, or if they have to pit at all. We'll have to wait and see. Certainly, Pepper has already ran away from King. If anyone had to pit in his top 3, I would have to say it's King, who is starting to really struggle on these tires. We will go on board with... Well, I wanted to go on board with Yeety because I thought he was a part of this battle. He is not. We'll go on board with Cyber here, who is currently battling for 9th position here with Gan. Down his inside he goes. And looks like Cyber's going to clear him before they get out of the corner. It will be Cyber up into 9th. No, Gan looking to counterattack down his inside. Just barely gets his wing there. Able to claim that inside. King's down pit road. And I would be very surprised to see Pepper not come down pit road as well. So King and Pepper both down pit road. And it'll be Mr. Potatoes or Danny up into the lead. And so I just knew there was no way that they could make it from the end. Not with everyone pitting. And now we will ride on board with Pepper to see where he will come out in comparison to King. He will come out ahead of Waffles. He will come out ahead of Danny, and crucially, he will come out ahead of King. However, King has a lot more speed at the moment. He's more up to speed than Pepper. He might be able to gain just a little bit more. But now Pepper's certainly up to speed. King's gonna force Danny out of the way. Up the track into the wall. King wanting nothing to be in between himself and Pepper here. This could very well be the battle for the win here. Waffles now all the way down to the inside after Pepper gets past him. Looking to hold on to that inside line. Maybe might even get in the way of King here. We'll have to wait and see what King thinks of that though. It is still Mr. Potatoes, Mikhail, and Neymar who have yet to pit once again during this pit cycle. Either that or Neymar is able to make it to the end. We did see that she was able to come down pit road just as this pit cycle started and the last one ended. However, I believe that Neymar might be just a little bit too close on fuel to be able to do that. King has gone past Waffles now. And now there is only one car left in his view here between himself and it is for his champion contender. Right now, these two had a strong battle between these two, but Pepper has always had the upper hand. King would look around as we go into the second season. At the moment, looking like he's really struggling to make it. The looker is actually starting to gain on him, which is not what you do if you are King. Mikhail Upbeat building a gap to Mr. Potatoes at his name. I still believe that these three have yet to pit here in your top three, so I believe it's truly battling for the lead here. Gets now move up to another car. King, it is, and that is Danny down boat now. Happened to the wall. Maybe he's starting to lose some tire grip compared to what he's thinking he's losing. Needs to be a little bit careful not to hit the wall too much. You will lose all the time just from all the speed you lose. This track is a very fast oval, as you can hear. Almost. Oh man, King barely keeps it out of the wall. Almost about like 80-90% of the track took full throttle here. So a very, very fast oval, and you want to carry as much speed as you possibly can through these corners. As there we see TB pulling all the way down to the inside wall, and that might be the end of his stint here in Iowa. TB might be retiring from this race. And now Pepper gets past Gan. So yet another car in between himself and King. And like a 3.5 second gap between himself and King. And Pepper's doing absolutely everything he needs to do to win this. He just needs to hope. He just needs to hope that Neymar and Mikhail can make it to the end. And at the moment, I'm pretty convinced that they can't. Neymar, I believe, will be very close, though. So Pepper just doing everything he needs to do here to hold on to this win. Here, lap 162 of 180. And Pepper is actually starting to gain on Neymar quite a bit here. Neymar not far from Pepper. I mean, if she didn't have it again, she made Pepper just gaining on her anyways. And just overtaking her on track. At the moment, though, about 17 laps to go here at Iowa. We have some news. Oh, up into the wall that might slow down Pepper a little bit as he gets a bit of a blocker for a second. Not gonna slow him down too much though. And then it will still be Pepper ahead of Danny. No, Danny's actually down his inside once again, so Pepper, this is definitely gonna put a little bit of a bug into progress, but not Pepper finally just has Danny and puts an end to that battle. There we go. I tried to clip earlier and it didn't work. It worked this time though. I'm really hoping that that's not a sign that my audio is messing up again. I guess you guys will find out very if it is. Yeah, there we hear Pepper lifting many times out of the corner, just losing more and more performance out of these tires, more and more grip out of these tires. Very nasty bump that Pepper just hit. And here we go, 168 of 180. And there's only 1 3/10 really between Pepper and Neymar here for second position, assuming that these two can stay out for the rest of the race. Lap 100, the left line are going as Pepper to lose that tire advantage that he holds above these top two drivers here. Try and make his pressure. Here we go then, right on the rear wing of Neymar. Will Neymar be able to fight at all? Down the inside of Neymar. Neymar throws a late block onto the inside. Wasn't able to get there in time. Will very make his way past Neymar. And now there is only one car between himself and the win. And I'm still unsure if Mikel can even make it to the end. Mikel has caught up to King, who is in 4th position. It would be insane to have King go a lap down here, but it is not impossible. We will ride on board with Mikel, our race leader, as we go on to lap 173. I'm being listening from people, the confidence to be able to make it, which is bad news for Pepper, who absolutely loves him there to continue to build that gap championship. 175 as they climb here, and now McKill can make a move to put King, second place man, championship a lap down, and 4th. A lot better of a run on the outside. King down her inside. Side for the lead lap is gonna go up into the wall, and this is Pepper needs to battle. Mikhail at the moment might need to realize that if she wants to this win, she needs to just play it safe. It seems like that's kind of what's happening here. She seems to be starting to pull away there. We may have heard some lifting there out of the corner. 4 laps to go here. Out of 1 and 2 we go. No lifting from Mikhail. Mikhail might be able to make it. 3 to go as they cross the line. I cannot believe it, Mikhail. The go here could very well become a race winner. 2 to go. Iowa. Mikhail hard into the outside wall there, trying to get past King. It's not gonna affect her too much. Pepper nowhere to be seen. 30 seconds away. White flag in the air, and Mikhail with 1 lap to go. Her debut race was in Coda. She qualified second, but retired after some incidents. Out of the race. Mikhail at 4 becomes the second female winner in the Pummu Indycar series. What a race for Mikhail! Pepper in second. Neymar will be on the podium, joining her fellow female winner on the podium. Neymar, of course, our first ever winner here in the IndyCar series. Oh, and here we see Waffles destroying someone there as they slow down and come to a stop, and Mikhail is. And there she is then. Your race winner, Mikhail, had excellent pace here. Get the names off the screen. And I mean, what a for Michaelis, I think she's just trying to go see it. And I mean, what a sweep for her during this race as well, with the fastest lap as well, a faster lap than the pole time. Well, you have to understand how fast you have to be to set a lap during the race that is faster than the pole time and qualifying. What a race for Mikhail, and her second ever race in the Pummu IndyCar Series, maybe her third. I will take a look at that actually. I have no idea if you can see that Steam notifications. I'm going to hope that you can't, though. Yes. Oh my goodness, excuse me. So in her second ever Pummu IndyCar Series race, Mikhail is your race winner here in the Sunoco Victory Lane here at Iowa Speedway. And I mean, what a win it was for her. Kept it clean, kept it fast. Genuinely impressive weekend for her. And there we see her posing with the Iowa Speedway trophy there. And we see Train in his beautiful abomination of an avatar, probably trying to take pictures of her for the media, of course. But seriously, what a win for Mikhail. That is genuinely really impressive in your second ever race ever to come home and be a race winner. And I am absolutely excited to see if she's going to be able to keep up this sort of momentum. Of course, her opening or her debut race was at Coda, where she qualified second but ended up retiring, I believe, due to an incident, if I recall. Next weekend is Portland. Okay, I believe we have just witnessed a death, an assassination attempt from King. But what a race. Next weekend is, of course, Portland International Raceway. And I mean, what a race for! I mean, there's not much else I can say. I mean, I do have to say a very good race from Neymar as well, who finishes in third. And they qualified very well. Qualified in third, finishes in third. So very good qualifying and race for Neymar. And yeah, just an honestly good race. We have Pepper in second, King in fourth. I'm sure that will allow Pepper to extend his lead in the championship battle. Dambo and Yeedy fifth and sixth. We have Diablo in sixth, or sorry, seventh, excuse me. Cyber in eighth. Danny in ninth. Gan in 10th. Waffles in 11th. TB in 12th. And he will wrap up the finishers, as I believe it Cell D and retired from this race while I was AFK and we were on board with King. And yeah, just what a race for Mikkel. As I mentioned earlier, next weekend we will be racing at Portland International Raceway. Don't worry, I will probably have War with me this time. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, really quickly before we end this recording, I want to thank Findsy. He wasn't able to make it to the race, unfortunately, and as we have just learned here during the race, he is officially stepping down from his position as one of the board of directors. A lot of you in the Discord servers saw Findsy doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of managing the driver market and of course the spreadsheet with all of the points and everything. Unfortunately, he is stepping down from his position as a board of director and joining the media team and a team owner. And I just want to very quickly give my thanks to Findsy. He has done a very good job as a board of directors. And with that said, thank you all for watching. Why don't you go down to the comments and thank Findsy as well for his work as a board of director. Do it in the Discord as well. Thank you all for watching and tune in next week for round 11 at Portland International Speedway.